live on YouTube,
Woo,
and
woo.
shortly the YouTube channel will pop up, and then we'll get a little reverb because of the audio. Today, first of all, welcome everybody to Simple Biz Support, and today I have here Garrick Goodell with G Squared Studio. He is a webmaster developer just south of me. He's like literally I could walk to his house in 10 minutes.
You can
from my
almost see
office.
me out your window.
Yeah, almost. Just follow all those cars. You know, and the one thing is everyone's been really interested if we're truly in lockdown.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Why
cars.
are there so many cars on the road? Because this is a frontage road right here, and then the freeway is. I got to do this back. There we go. I can't point the right direction. There we go. There's the freeway.
That's more cars than I would expect to see out your window at this time.
Yeah. I was talking to a buddy down in Cabo San Lucas, and that was the first thing. He's like, dude, I thought you guys were in lockdown. What are all those cars doing?
It's not pre-recorded back screen, everybody.
No. Actually, I took my tablet. We're going to get to some serious stuff here, folks, in a second, but I took my tablet yesterday and I put it on the window and did a live stream on my personal account, on my Facebook account. And
I did see that.
Yeah, the Roner Park Apocalyptic Cam. So I might do that a couple more times. But I think it would be much better if there was like no traffic.
There should be nothing.
There should be nothing.
Like one big rig occasionally going by.
Right. Yeah. Apparently it's like that in San Francisco, though. They really lock things down. But hey, Garrick, let's talk about websites. Let's talk about the fact that we're in a unique situation right now around the world. So this is affecting millions of businesses out there. And from what I've seen, a lot of business owners have kind of neglected their website. And this is a time to, one, dust it off, take a look at it. And we were talking earlier, it's really important to let your clients, your customers, your prospects know what is your current status in business. So what are you seeing that some people are doing now in order to let their clients know through the web?
Yeah, I mean, as you just said, truly the most important thing to do on your website right now is to make sure that right on your homepage, one of the first things people see on your site is the current status of your business. There are lots of businesses that have to be closed right now, and there are many businesses that have to change the way that they are doing business, and letting people know how that is working within their business, whether they are truly closed or, hey, you can't come in and see us in person, but we're willing to ship you stuff. It's great to have that message and that notice just right there on the homepage, first thing when people go see what's going on with your business on your website, and then get that good update.
Yeah, because if I wanted to go to In-N-Out as an example and get a burger, I already know it's drive-through. I can drive through, not a problem. But there's other businesses that are, you know, they're strictly restaurants. They might be in strip malls. Is the strip mall closed? You know,
right?
So letting people know is really important.
Speaking of burgers, Super Burger is actually a client of mine, and we put this notice up on their website the day after the lockdown happened to let people know that you can't go into their stores. Their hours are changing, and really you can do some pickup in some locations, and DoorDash delivery is really the only way they're doing right now. So it's good to have that notice. Also, just another example of how to put this notice up on your website. This isn't a client, but I do love going to Dillon Beach, and I was really hoping to be able to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to their website and it should come up. They have a pop-up that, of course, now isn't working because I want to talk about it and show it to you. Again, not my client, so this not working isn't my fault. But they last time I was on their site, they had a pop-up that popped up and said the parking lot.
They probably already know that you've been on the website, so you already know.
The cookie probably fished me and it's not coming up.
Right.
But another one of my favorite places, Bottle Barn. I had to go see if I could go stock up because a lot of people are doing that right now.
Yeah.
And have a notice on their website, big, bold, easy to read. And then this is really smart as well. They have a learn more button so you can go learn more about it. The other thing that I'm really suggesting a lot of clients to do is to have a sign up so people can sign up to get notified when the status of the business changes, whether they reopen fully or some sort of element of their business changes, they can get notified of that. And then it's also, I mean, it's a great time to utilize gathering some more emails to bolster your email list for email marketing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised. I know some restaurants are able to serve alcohol in to-go containers. So it'd be interesting if the government eases up, give it another month or so, and then are people going to be able to go? And although Safeway, unlike a lot of other states, you can actually go to your local grocery store here in California and buy alcohol. So I would imagine people are just going to go to the Safeway or whatever their local grocery store is. So, but it would be interesting if they had a DoorDash option
For booze.
For alcohol deliveries.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah, just back to the main element though, is if you have a website, if you have a business, please, please, please make sure that you are putting what the status of your business is top dead center on your website, so people can know what's going on in your world and know if they can interact and work with your business currently or not.
And then besides website, are you seeing that they're using any other social media, Yelp? I'm trying to think of like review sites, Yelp, Google.
Yeah, if you have, like, Superburger's a bit of a challenge because they have so many different locations that their hours are different for different locations. But if you have a one location business, make sure your hours, if you are still open, are updated on Google and on Yelp and on all your social media channels, so people get a consistent message as well on what the status of your business is, on whether it's open and when it's open.
Okay, and then if they're not currently open, so they have had to close down, like you showed Bottle Barn, do you recommend going in and just making a note that the business is closed at this time?
Yeah, I mean, like the Google status for Bottle Barn is closed. So I'm not going there seeing that, oh, they're open for hours, and then go there and get frustrated because I went on my one essential day trip for the day and I was unable to get anything.
Is that what you're allowed one trip a day? Is that what it is? It's like a
That's
phone
my
call
rule.
in jail?
I feel like that's an appropriate thing to do at this time. If you're going to leave the house, try and do it like once.
Well, and I don't know, I'm assuming most people know when you do a map search or something, Google is really nice about telling you if the business closes at 7 o'clock and you're going to leave at 6:30. They do a really nice job based on the business owner putting the right information in there, letting you know that, hey, this business might be closing soon,
Right.
Based on how far you have to drive. So if your business is closed, it'll pop up in the map and go, hey, this business is closed, at least it should. And like you were saying, that's a great way to alleviate any anxiety, frustration. People are already stressed out a little bit as it is.
Yeah.
And then if I step out because I'm looking for some good feelings, because I'm going to go to the Bottle Barn, and then I find out they're closed after I get there, it doesn't leave a good impression in people's mind. And unfortunately, just the way human psychology works, that's what gets stuck in the brain. And then we lose sales after after everything else returns to normal.
Precisely. Yeah. So yeah, what you were saying is we want to make sure, or all businesses want to make sure they go to every location on the internet that it talks about their hours and their business to update the status of their business, update the hours, update whether they're even open or not.
Yeah.
And you were saying earlier,
go ahead.
You were saying earlier, if people want to update their Google status, you were talking about that.
I was just thinking of like Google My Business, going in and actually updating that information. And if you don't know what Google My Business is and you have a business, literally go to Google My Business and claim your business now. Add pictures if you don't have any pictures. So one of the things we're going to talk about is spring cleaning your website. But now's a good time to spring clean your social media accounts also. Google My Business seems to be forgotten about or not known about for a lot of small business owners. And it's really important from an SEO point of view because you're literally putting your database directly into Google. And if you want to be found on Google, it's really helpful for Google to know that you're there. So take care of that. And then let's shift gears, unless you have something else on social, to websites, because I feel like a lot of websites, they get created and then they simply get forgotten about.
Yeah, it's way too common that people think that a website can be built and then it just should just sit there forever, and it's going to do stuff for their business. Really, the way to get the most bang for your buck, your ROI on your website, is to make sure that you are making updates on it, changes and tweaks. And right now, there's many business owners that have a lot more time to think about their business and think about their marketing than they would normally. And now would be a great time to review all the content on your website, make sure it all is still in alignment. If you built your website 3, 4, 10 years ago, hopefully not 10 years, hopefully you've touched your website in the past 10 years. But 3, 4 years is a little bit more common for a website to sit without much love or attention. You might have added new services. There might be different elements of your business that have changed that you should be looking at and be updating on the website, so everything is prepped and ready to go. And really, you're going to hit the ground running with as much awesome marketing materials in place when all this does pass.
Yeah, and I think one of the important things to be aware of when you do look at your website, do your best to look at it through fresh eyes. If that means bringing in friends, family, maybe somebody who's stuck with you in your house and you want to play a little game, let's take a look at our website and disassociate, if you will, from yourself. Because a lot of times as business owners, we get kind of stuck into this idea that, well, I know my product is great. However, it doesn't necessarily translate on the outside. And if you're not a graphic designer and you've created your own website, or you haven't touched the site in 5 years and it just looks outdated, it's really important to come in with some fresh eyes. And I think an easy way to do that is to do a Google search for the type of industry that you're in. So if you're a dentist, as an example, do a Google search for local dentist. I like, when I'm evaluating websites, I even like to go to the big cities, Santa Rosa, Los Angeles, New York, Dallas. I'll pick a couple throughout the country, and then I'll do dentist. And because typically the larger cities, the businesses have more money, so they invest in quality products, if you will. Yep. And I use that as a benchmark and go, okay, let's be really honest with myself. If this is what my website looks like, but the competition is up here out of frame, then okay, what is it that I need to do in order to work my way up? And it's not that you need to look like an LA, because in Sonoma County, that's not going to work. It's the overall quality. I don't, it's an intangible. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I would say the feel and the function is one of the main things to look at with those higher end sites. Maybe the aesthetic of the site isn't going to be in alignment with your business because we're based, yes, here in Sonoma County and not in LA. But if they have a functionality of something that really makes it a better experience, it's definitely something you want to take note of and talk to your web professional about implementing into your business.
Right, and I think the other thing that comes to mind also is if somebody hasn't even looked at their website in a while and it's built on a platform such as WordPress, which is software, I would be very careful updating, because people that do know the back end of WordPress, you can update themes, you can update plugins. And why don't you kind of talk about what could happen if you haven't touched it for, say, even 6 months? What happens?
It's a great point. I mean, WordPress comes out with new updates 6 to 12 times a year typically, and these updates are really to create better function, but also better security on your website. And sometimes these updates don't work with the plugins that come out or that are on your site. And so the plugins need to make updates as well, so they work with the new versions. The number one thing, though, if you have some knowledge and some experience and some comfort in the back end of your WordPress website, is before you start making any changes is to back your website up. There is nothing that is more important than that. If you do break something and something goes haywire, knowing that you have a backup is the really it makes everyone sleep better at night. I've had too many experiences where clients are changing something and I'm not managing their website, and we have to spend hours and hours, like not the same amount it costs to initially build the site, but sometimes close to it, to get it to rework. So yeah, back the website up before you start doing that. And then if you are comfortable and do want to do it yourself, make sure that you do one thing at a time. Do
Hmm.
one update and then go check the site. Go look at the front end, click all the boxes, click all the buttons, submit through your contact form, make sure everything's still working, and then do the same process again if you're going to do the next plugin.
And
Uh,
why do you
and
recommend, I mean, if you have 10 things that need to be updated, why not just update them all at once?
if you update them all at once and the site breaks, you don't know what the cause was. If
Okay.
you do, and I was going to say another thing, this is a little more time consuming, but it's even best practice to back up the site after everyone. So I
Mhm.
update my contact form, and the contact form works, the site still looks good, everything great. I'm going to back it up again. Backup's done and complete. Okay, good. I got my security blanket. Now I'm going to go update the next plugin and then repeat that process. Because if we update your slider plugin and it breaks everything, then we can at least go back to that last version and just be like, okay, I'm going to hold off on the slider plugin update, or I'm going to contact my professional that I'm working with on my website to make that update and change.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's almost like I can't tell you how many times I've heard people in college, you know, they're writing their thesis on Word or whatever it is, and they're typing away, and
yeah,
they're like in the zone, man. They've got 20 pages knocked out. They're like, this is the best I've ever done. And then it just disappears, and they're like, ah, crap, I didn't save it. And I've been working
yeah,
on it for 2 hours.
yeah.
So
At least with that, typically when you rewrite it again, it typically gets a little bit better.
yeah.
There's nothing that will be better.
But it's
From
like,
the,
oh,
yeah,
I just spent
yeah,
2 hours and
yeah,
now it's gone.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's really important. I think the other thing to mention that's important is that a lot of times when plugins break, it's you do not have access to your website. So not only is your website broken, but you literally are not able to get into the back end of your website. So it's like, well, how complicated or easy is it? And we don't need to go into a lot of details, but kind of like from a 30,000-foot elevation, what do you do?
You if you know how to reinstall that backup that you downloaded, then that's where you start, and you reinstall that backup. If you don't know how to do that, then you really need to contact your web professional and get them
Yeah,
to
because you
reinstall it.
literally got to get into the server
Yeah,
and work at it at a server level, which is not, if you don't know what you're doing, forget about it.
yeah, it doesn't make any, it's like they say, that saying, it's all Greek to me.
Yeah,
Code is a lot more challenging than Greek, I would say.
yeah. And then do you have a preferred backup plugin?
Well, so I use WP Engine as my hosting platform for
Mhm.
most all my clients that I do manage, and they do their own backup, which is great. It actually has been a while since I've done a backup through another process. It will come to me, but it's not on the top tip of my tongue right now.
Okay, not a problem. And then when people are looking at spring cleaning a website, is there anything like, you were talking about services changing, but I'm also thinking about kind of like the flow of a website.
Yeah, there are some main points that every website really should have, and so this is a great time to make sure that your website has these points. The first and foremost is a CTA, or call to action.
Hmm.
There really should be the point of why you have a website. There's a lot of businesses that create a website just to put information up there, but really we should be letting people know as a business what we want people to do next. Do we want them to call us? Do we want them to go read this specific article that educates them about why our business is different? Do we want them to just purchase a product? We want to make sure there's a CTA, a call to action, and that be someplace up high on your website with the current status. And I am again recommending that you put the status of your business up top. This might be the second thing you want someone to come across. So make sure there is a call to action. The other thing we want to make sure is we want to make sure on the website there is easy, clear contact information in a logical place. Most people anticipate and expect that to be up at the very, very top bar, but
Hmm.
always down in the footer. Make sure that your location or your email or your phone number, however you want people to interact with you, is in a good visible location. And Another thing we should always be doing at the website is hopefully gathering some data, gathering some information, because a website does just kind of sit there unless you draw people to it. And the way to draw people to it is to either be out on social media making comments and then like, oh, learn more, go to the website, or sending out newsletters, learn more, go to the website. And by gathering information from people such as emails and possibly what social media accounts they're on, things like that, we can find ways to really reach and connect with our clients more. So we can get them back to our website and then they can really start to engage with the business.
Yeah, and that triggers a thought, and that is that a lot of times when people put links to outside websites, they don't know that you can actually go in and code it to open up a new tab. And in WordPress, it's very simple. It's just click options and there's the option. Versus a lot, and I still see this a lot on what appear to be relatively new websites. I click on something, it takes me to an outside, an external website somewhere else, but it does it on the same page. So now I've left that business to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's
so I would even go through and click like all the links on your website and make sure they open up in a new tab.
Yeah, that'd be a great little task to do at this time. Make sure every link to an external website opens a new tab. And that's important for the user experience. It's quite often easier just to close down that, oh, actually, I don't want to go read that article on that other website, X that out. Oh, great, I'm still on the website that I was on and enjoying.
Yeah.
For the user experience is increased, as well as you know very well, Ryan, Google is always paying attention to how long people are on each page. And the longer people are on a page, the more Google says, oh, there must be value on this. I will increase the rankings or make sure we're maintaining them up high. So keeping that page open is very important.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. I think we're a good half hour into this. Is there anything that you are that you can think of? I forgot, I should check YouTube here and see if there's any comments, which there are not right now.
I was just going to tell one little thing that I thought was really interesting is it's not fully website related, but this is a time for people to be thinking about how they can get creative with their business.
Yeah.
Like my wife is a hairdresser and obviously she can't do her job right now. So she has thought of a way to actually keep some business going by creating color kits for her clients that she can mail to them so they can try and update their color. So really what I want to leave on is like, don't get discouraged that you can't do what you normally do. Think about ways that you can interact with your clients and provide value that might not be in person if your business was previously in person. Find ways that you can still maintain the relationship, still maintain some financial gains, but really keep people happy, keep them enjoying life as much as they can in these unique circumstances. So think outside the box, meet with people, brainstorm, and yeah, we'll all get through this.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about this last night. You talk about your wife and hairdressing. I'm good right now, but my hair grows so fast. I'm like, in another couple of weeks, I'm gonna look like a chia pet. And I'm like, well, I got the buzzards at home. I might just shave my head. I might just do a live Facebook thing and just go, rah, 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 rah. There we go. It'll be like the opposite of Movember. Instead of growing everything out, I'm just going to shave it all off.
Yeah, it is actually going to be interesting. Total weird side note. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with people's hair over the next month or so.
All these women with their grays going, oh my God. No.
Yeah. So yeah,
touch-up kits, that's a good idea. Do little touch-up kits.
I was blown away. She's like, oh yeah, I got these touch-up kits that I can send out to my clients. I know their color codes, so I can make them specific for them. So there are things we can do just different than what we would normally do. So stay creative, stay positive, and figure out ways to get clients happy.
And these are good times to try new things because typically people don't change until they're pushed.
Oh,
and it's in these times that we are going to be pushed. And so instead of resisting that push, just allow it to happen and go, okay, it's a weird time in my life. I'm going to try something different. and be okay with the learnings that come from that. So I really appreciate you bringing that up, Garrick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very important for people to step into what's happening now.
Yeah.
I think one of the most beautiful things I've seen from this, I see friends that typically work 9 to 5 or longer, 5, 6 days a week, spending time with their kids on a
Yeah.
daily basis. Like it's beautiful. So there's a lot of beauty within this awkward, uncomfortable situation. Just step
Yeah.
into it, find the places that you can enjoy it, and like this opportunity to maybe reevaluate your website, reevaluate your business, and find ways to improve.
Reevaluate life, man.
Truly.
Although I have to say, one of the funniest things I saw on Facebook recently was somebody going, yeah, after 2 weeks with my kids at home, I had to go outside and scrape "My kid is the best" bumper sticker off the back of my minivan.
It's a mixed bag, you know?
It's a mixed bag. It's challenging in all kinds of ways, but
Yeah.
yeah, what an opportunity to really spend some time. And that, what's cool is that there's so many like home things you can do, projects.
Yeah.
The YouTube, the internet in general has so many different things that you can do to engage with kids. So it's a really beautiful time to be able to do that.
Yeah. One more thing just to say is you just this popped back into my mind. People are on the internets like crazy right now. There's studies showing, I think I wrote it down. Yeah. There's like 50% more mobile internet activity in some places than there was before, and 60% like hard fixed lines, like home lines, than there was previously. So if you have knowledge and things you want to share with the world, now is a great time to start putting up YouTube videos or get on
Yeah.
social media, talk about your business, talk about what your plan is, get out there, engage. Well, stay inside and put
Yeah.
yourself out there.
Get out there
Engage.
digitally, use your
Yeah,
camera, use technology, all
exactly.
that stuff we've been telling you for years. Put that thing away. You don't need doesn't need to be within a foot of you
Yeah,
all the time.
we are really blessed for the time that we have, that we are in the time that we are
Yeah.
for this to be happening, that we have the ability through social media to stay connected to people. So make sure you're
Yeah, I
doing
know
that.
I've reached out to more people and vice versa than I haven't talked to my parents this much in I don't know how many years. Even
Yeah.
when I was living at home, I probably didn't talk to them this much.
Yeah, stay connected, use all the awesome technology that we have to do that.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. For those that are interested, where can they find more information about you and what you do?
So my website is gsquaredstudio.com. If you search G Squared Studio on Facebook, you can find me on there. Those would probably be the best two places. And yeah,
All right. Perfect.
thank you for your time, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. With that being said, hope you found this helpful. Anybody out there have questions, comments, feelings, emotions, whatever it might be, feel free to leave those down below because I do monitor the chat afterwards and always appreciate hearing what you enjoyed or maybe what you would like to see more of. With that, Garrick, thank you for your time. Do appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying time with your family at home.
I am. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, take care. All right, everybody, that's it for today. And we'll see you again at some point. I'll be shooting out more videos. Today's Friday, so go have fun. Enjoy the weekend. Don't go outside,
I'll go out, yeah, well,
but have fun, darn it.
go in your yard.
All right, bye.